He was one of a kind. Not just as in a father, but just a man in general. We were best friends, and I couldn't think of a better father-son relationship. He was more than just a hero to me.
Blake Faulkner adored his father, Brian. In the 15-year-old's eyes, his dad was invincible. So when he learned Brian was hurt in a motorcycle accident, Blake believed he would recover.
I'll go see him at the hospital and sit with him for a couple hours, and we'll talk, and I'll tell him he's not riding the bike again.
Blake soon learned it was a lot more complicated. His dad was critically injured, and after 10 days in the hospital, was declared brain dead. Despite their prayers for his recovery, there was nothing more they could do.
I went from everything's gonna be okay, I'm gonna be able to talk to my dad again, to he's gone. Just wanting to go talk to my dad, but knowing I couldn't just tore me up, and it just angered me really bad. I didn't know how life was gonna turn out for me now, because he was my everything.
Blake also questioned God.
When I started praying more, I felt like that's when I got the bad news, and then I had the pastor tell me everything's gonna be all right, and then I have more people telling me everything's gonna be all right, and I just felt like I'm just sitting here getting lied to. God's not wanting to help me out. Just why, God, why are you doing this? I was questioning everything.
In spite of his anger, Blake put on a brave face and began to attend church regularly.
I wanted to go for my mom, because in my mind, I wanted to be there for her. I knew I had to be strong. More than anything, I just wanted her to know that she still will be protected and be okay. But it was very hard to do that. I was like, I'll go, but I just don't think this is for me.
Outwardly, Blake made a profession of faith and at 17 was baptized. Inside, he was still angry and wrestling with doubts and grief.
I didn't have my best friend. I didn't have my mechanic. I didn't have my teacher, my influencer. I lost my hero, you know, and it's just, it was hard for me to move on from that. I didn't want to pray. I didn't think God was listening to me.
The following year, Blake moved out and got his own apartment. He shut God out completely and turned to drugs to try to find peace.
Just constantly felt lost and constantly felt like there's something missing. Let me find this, let me try this. Whatever I could do just to fill that void and make me not feel like I was.
It didn't work, and a few months later, Blake realized what his dad would say.
I looked in the mirror and I said, wow, I've let you down. Wow, I'm a disgrace. I just felt like it was kind of the end of my rope. And I was like, I'm just gonna go to his grave and apologize and say a prayer. I remember sitting there saying, I'm sorry, Dad. I've really messed up. I've really let you down. I don't think I'll ever be the man that you were, and I'm sorry. I said a long prayer, asking for peace, asking for me to overcome these burdens and help me just be whole again. It was just like an overwhelming peace just came over me. And right then I was like, I'm gonna be okay. And it almost felt like I had someone touch my back. It's like, hey, step up, everything's gonna be okay. And at that time I knew that was the Lord.
The peace he felt let Blake know God was with him and heard his prayers.
When he showed me that, that's all I needed. I just wanted him to talk to me, and he did. That is when I knew that it's time I needed to get right with the Lord.
Blake got off drugs and completely surrendered his heart to God. Not long after, he joined an apprenticeship program to become an electrician and later married. Blake is amazed at how building a relationship with his Heavenly Father has healed his heart.
I'm waking up early, I'm doing devotions, I'm having my quiet time with God, and any morning I skip that, I don't feel right. Whenever I pray, I feel peace about it. Nothing eats me up anymore because the Lord knows what He's doing, and He knows that whatever He does is what's best for me. And I have to know that, and I do. The Lord always delivers. He does. He's been good to me.